Become an unrecognizable salesman with this set of traits that suit the personality of the world's most successful salesmen. These traits are scientifically tested to improve your sales approach. Before you head into learning everything about it, every trick, every method, you must understand how to make offers so good that people will feel stupid saying no. The offer is the starting point of any conversation to initiate a transaction with a potential customer. But there's a lot more behind that definition. Imagine your sales knowledge was a forest. There's one tree specifically dedicated to the offer, and as that tree grows, its branches represent every part of the offer: the goods and services you agree to provide, how you accept payment, the terms of the agreement, and so on. A good, or actually to be more precise, a great offer is 90% of the business. Going from door to door is an outdated method of selling products. But if you're selling a Lamborghini for $10, everyone will say yes. Even a decent offer is better than no offer. Without any offer, there's no business. With a bad offer, you'll end up losing money. With a decent offer, you'll be in really small to no profit. A good offer will get you some profit, and a great offer will get you fantastic profit, or in other terms, freedom. Before we dive into explaining how to charge a lot of money for the stuff you sell, let's go over some traits sales masters have. The first and most important trait is arguably confidence. Potential customers must believe in you and the product you're offering, which is impossible if you don't believe in yourself. Being confident also means being able to take failure as a motivation and the process. But bear in mind that too much confidence can turn into arrogance, which is a very big turnoff. Once you've built up your confidence, head over to one of my previous videos and learn to be a good listener. The most successful salesmen listen to their clients. Instead of presenting your offer through a memorized and hackneyed speech, listen to what a client actually wants and adapt your sales pitch accordingly. If you speak in terms that your client can directly relate to by, for example, showing them the money you can specifically save or make them, you are far more likely to close a deal. And saying something your client can relate to is impossible without listening first. If you're not a goal-driven person, succeeding in sales will be difficult. Your goal is to sell and generate revenue, so maintain your focus at any time. Some of the world's most successful salesmen smoke cigarettes just because the nicotine helps maintain their focus. But that falls in the water without the great communication skills you can as well learn in my previous videos. Every successful salesman is strong on the phone because that's the crucial moment that decides whether he'll get rejected at the start or get his foot into the client's office and potentially close a deal. Also, without excellent communication skills, you won't be able to understand what your client actually wants. This is one of the most important skills when it comes to sales. But if you ask me what's the best skill a salesman could possess, I'd say creativity without thinking. Once you're having a conversation with your client in which you're offering something, things can go out of control at any moment. A client can unexpectedly ask you something confusing. Without creativity, you won't have a proper answer, and the deal automatically fails. Even if you've got yourself in a position where a client trusts you implicitly, there's almost always going to be a curveball waiting for you just around the corner. You need to be ready for this and should always be thinking about your plans B, C, and D. If your client suddenly decides your offer isn't right for them, you need to be able to offer them an alternative because remember, you are a goal-driven person that can't accept a decline. If you're the sort of person who gives up at the first sign of difficulty, sales is not for you. Once you've got all of these, work your way to the top and always be hungry to learn. The world's best salesmen never stop learning because customers tend to trust and respect only knowledgeable salesmen. I hope you were taking notes as you were listening to what I just said. Now it's time to talk about how you can charge nice sums for the products you're selling. In sales, you're either growing or dying. In order to grow, you must focus on three main things, especially in the beginning. Get more customers, increase their average purchase value, and get them to buy more often. So, what's the easiest way to achieve all of these? I call it an irresistible offer. This is an offer that cannot be compared to any other product or service available in the marketplace. You must combine attractive marketing, unmatchable value proposition, premium price, and unbeatable payment terms that will allow you to get paid to get new customers. It gets you all three things I just stated: more customers, better margin, and customers that take onto your offer more often. But what's the point of having an irresistible offer without a great market? In order to pick a great market with high demand, look for these 4 indicators. Massive problems that make your prospect have a desperate need, not want, for your offer. A sales prospect is a potential customer who has been qualified as meeting specific criteria that indicate an ability and likelihood to buy. If that indicator checks out, make sure your prospects have enough money to afford your product. The 2 remaining indicators are easy to target audience and a market that's growing, which makes things move faster. You found a perfect market and now you're ready to sell, but you see other people with a similar offer, but they're charging way less than you were about to charge. So what do? Lower your prices? No. Avoid lowering prices to improve the price-value gap because you will fall into a vicious cycle of losing money and your business will struggle. Instead, you want to improve the gap by raising your price after sufficiently increasing the value to the customer. As a result, the virtuous cycle works for you and your business profits significantly. The reason why giving away things for free does not work is because people who don't pay attention. With that being said, it's finally time I change your sales mindset. A well-known saying among the salespeople goes, "You don't sell plane flights, you sell the vacation." And it's totally true. Imagine this. You're running a travel agency. Instead of posting an offer that says a round-trip ticket to London with a stay in a 4-star hotel for just $12.99, try selling a future. In this case, a vacation. Try something like, "It's 2023 and you still don't have a photo inside London's telephone booth on your Insta? Nor have you met Mr. Bean? What are you waiting for? Book your trip now." Mentioning Mr. Bean is optional, but you get the point. Instead of selling a process, sell the result. Here are some examples of how successful salesmen paint a visual picture of a desired future state when targeting potential customers. Lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks. Look younger in 30 days. Cut your debt in half. Find your ideal relationship. Discover your dream job today, and so on. This can literally be used anywhere, and it's a game changer. In some situations, you will be able to sell a pain, depending on the product or service you're offering. Selling pain means your offer has something to do with the prospect's emotions. In this case, your offer must be a way out of a potentially bad situation for the prospect. There once was an Army officer who was in charge of enrolling the new recruits in the government benefits available to them. He did a great job advising new recruits about their benefits, especially general insurance. He sold insurance and had an unbeatable success rate. Nearly 100% of the recruits got their insurance after listening to Officer Murphy's presentation. There was a key sentence in his presentation which was creditable for his success rate. If you are killed in battle and have general insurance, the government has to pay $200,000 to your beneficiaries. But if you don't have a general insurance and get killed, the government only has to pay $6,000. Now, which group do you think they are going to send into a battle first? This is exactly what I meant when I said you need to have an irresistible offer. Murphy shared the pain of not purchasing the general insurance in a way that the new recruits could understand. Helping them understand the cost of not purchasing the insurance was greater than the price insurance would cost them. For a prospect to buy, the cost of not changing must be greater than the cost of making a change. Make sure you're subscribed if you came this far, and also make sure you're ready to take notes because now I'll walk you through each step you need to take in order to make an irresistible offer. For the first step, you'll need to identify your customer's vacation, or outcome in other terms. Determine what your customer experiences when they arrive at the destination. The second step is to think of all the obstacles that prevent your customer from achieving their outcome or continually reaching it. This is important because you'll be the one solving all those obstacles. Then, the third step is to name each of the solutions for each obstacle. The easiest way to do this is by transforming problems into solutions, by determining what is needed to solve each problem. Those 3 steps tell you what you need to do. Now you have a goal, and your goal is to find a sweet spot where you sell something very well that's also easy to fulfill. Step 1, generate demand to validate that what you have is good. After that, you need to monetize your offer by closing more and more deals. When laid out like this, it's simple, but once you start working on it, you will realize it will take quite some effort. But there you go. Now you have an irresistible offer. But there's always space to make it even better. There's a saying, people want what they can't have. People want what other people want. People want things only a select few have access to. Reread that a couple of times and enhance your core offer accordingly by increasing demand or even a better desire with persuasive communication, and decrease or delay satisfying the desires by selling fewer units. If you provide zero supply or desire, you will not make money and repel people. But conversely, if you satisfy all the demands, you will kill your golden goose and eventually not make money. You need a sweet spot between supply and demand. Now you have more than enough knowledge to get into sales and start making your first money. But for listening to me this far, I'll reward you with 2 bonus tips. The first one is, coincidentally, bonuses. You can always use bonuses to increase your demand, or if you use your brain right, you can break a single offer into its component parts and stack them as bonuses. While working on closing a sale, offer the bonuses to enhance your offer and make it impossible to decline. Always do this, and while offering a bonus, give it out with a unique name with the benefit contained in the title. This is magic. Explain how this bonus relates to the issue, what it is, how you came up with this bonus, and what value it provides. You must prove that each bonus provides value using stats, case studies, or personal anecdotes. Paint a vivid mental picture of their future life and benefits of using the bonus. The second tip is nothing less important: naming. Always name your offers to attract the right prospects. It re-stimulates demand and helps with expanding awareness of your offer. A dirty trick is that you can rename your offer and get leads repeatedly. Sales is an art that requires the salesman to influence the buying decisions of their customers. To do this, a good salesman uses his emotional intelligence to strike a rapport with the buyer to establish a trusty relationship. Despite the tremendous contributions of information and communications technology, selling is still largely a function of interpersonal relationships, which are guided by the artful ability to recognize motivations, needs, and perceptions. Professor Ben Shapiro and John J. Sviolka. After watching this video, I guarantee you have enough knowledge to become a great salesman.